Hey. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, man. We're just leaving the mics muted and shit for now.
Got it. I'm the mute now.
Hey guys, I know it's 4:04. We're getting the stream ready. Should be ready in we should be good to go in about 1 or 2 minutes, I would say. So just hang on, a couple minutes. Alright guys, welcome to the first game between these two players here. Yes sir, I am Buddha.
And my name is Glitch.
Indeed. And we're going to be casting, this is going to be really hard to explain, should be self-explanatory for the most part though. This is going to be a best of 7, where each point is a best of 3. So, it's going to be a really long Clanwar today, but we're going to get through it.
Absolutely. I am super excited for this first match. This is one of my first live tournaments I have ever done. Most of my stuff is found on YouTube, so I don't often get to cast these live tournaments, but the awesome people at Team aiR invited me over to do some live tournament casting, so I am super excited for this match.
Yeah, really excited to have an experienced caster here with me. It's really nice.
Oh, it'll be awesome, dude. Like I said, I have such little experience in doing live tournaments. I've done a couple here and there, smaller things, but nothing big. So this will be my first one that I think I will have done for a good amount of money. So that'll be cool. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. So our first game here, while we get loaded up, someone's running a Pentium 3 processor, it looks like.
Yeah, someone's got to feed that hamster powering the computer.
Oh, definitely.
It's running just a little slow today. Looks like that bar is moving, though.
Woo!
And, yo.
All right, so oh my goodness. All right, well, I'll take this time to fix the overlay then. Nope, maybe not. Regardless, wow, we're getting there.
That's always fun. A little bit of early lag there.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? Alright.
Well then, let's talk a little bit
about
about this matchup while we get this all worked out here. Or actually, why don't we go ahead and introduce the players right now?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'm going to pause it real quick and let whatever's going on work itself out a little bit. But we are going to have... Oh my goodness. We are going to have Manatee, our red Terran, spawning on the left side of MLG Shattered Temple.
And spawning in the 3 o'clock position here as the green Zerg, we have Spido.
Yeah, so we have Manatee playing for Team Air and Spido playing for CSL Cal Poly Pomona. And it'll be really interesting. We have cross positions, not close air. Probably going to benefit both sides depending on what kind of builds we see. But
absolutely, I think expecting some longer macro style games. If we're going to be cross positions, of course, that is generally going to amount to a longer game. It means players can take faster expansions, get those early expansions up, get lots of drones and SCVs up and running, get lots and lots of workers out on the field so they can produce lots and lots of units in the late game. Zergs can feel very safe expanding when they're in these cross position situations.
Indeed, and we're going to have to see if we see something like Reactored Hellions or maybe just a one-racked expand out of our red player Manatee here. Because on this map, as Zerg, if you see a fast expansion from your opponent, you either have to try to punish them or you kind of have to take a fast third yourself. So taking a fast third on this map, of course, extremely difficult with all the rocks in the way. So we're going to have to see how Manatee chooses to open.
Absolutely, I completely agree. The way this matchup has kind of been working out most recently is that Zerg players kind of like to sit back and play defensive. They like to get up lots and lots of drones. Of course, players like Rhett are very, very famous for this, getting up lots of expansions very early, and by the 8 or 10 minute mark, all of a sudden they'll have 70 drones and 2 Zerglings out on the field, and they'll have this huge economy so that they can surge forward in the mid to late game with lots and lots of units. It's so, so good. But the Terran players, of course, to combat this, now have kind of forced to be on the offensive as early as possible, so they use lots of early tactics like Banshees and Hellions to try to do some early economic damage.
Yeah, and we actually do see that first gas come up for Manatee at a very normal timing, so it looks like we are going to see at least a little bit of aggression out of him. Not a super fast expansion, but I would expect to see Reactor Hellions here. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you see that early gas go down, and it looks like he is going to be producing a Marine out of that barracks as well. So if he was going to go for any other kinds of builds, we could potentially see some Reapers if we saw a fast tech lab come down on this barracks, but it doesn't look like that is going to be the case, as he is now producing Marines out of that one barracks. Normally, if we were going to see those Reaper openings, we would see one tech lab come down right away on that barracks, but that is not what we are seeing today. But it looks like he is going to be sending this first Marine out across the map, maybe even get a little bit of early bunker pressure. For now, it's just going to be scouting around, making sure that there is no funny business.
Yeah, Spido did open with a 15 hatch, 15 pool. Hasn't taken a gas yet, so it looks like his Zergling speed is going to be a little bit late. Not necessarily a bad kind of late, but we are going to have a little more lag here. And I really like this drone out here for Spido, just making sure that that SCV takes damage before it tries to put some kind of bunker down for any kind of pressure.
Absolutely wants to play it absolutely safe, wants to be sure that there are no bunkers going down at all. There was, of course, that one little sweet spot right there under the ramp where a lot of Terran players will start to place that bunker, and then they'll just wedge that little Marine in that little corner where not more than one unit can be hitting them at a time, and they can actually do very, very well and get a lot of kills up that way and buy themselves a lot of time to get up that early bunker.
Yeah. So we are going to see an expansion come down here for Manatee, our red Terran player, and yeah, Reactor Hellions looks like exactly what we're going to see here. Still no gas for the Zerg.
No, interestingly enough, I think it looks like he's going to be going for a big economic style, getting up lots and lots of drones in the early game, getting that economy nice and booming. We are seeing a couple of spine crawlers go down. Did he actually scout that factory yet? No, not quite, but he did just now, so he does know that those reactor Hellions are now on the way.
Yeah, I do like his spine crawler placement here. One thing that I will be interested to see whether or not he does is if we see, like, an Evo chamber or something, try to block off from that ramp to that spine crawler, give him a little extra time to react.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like this spine crawler placement as well, especially with that queen there. He's going to be able to block a lot of Hellion motion through that bottom lane so that they can't try to slip around the back and get behind all the drones. And with this other spine in the more forward position, he'll be able to get any Hellions that are on that ramp. And look at that Zergling placement from Spido. I absolutely love that Zergling placement. That is specifically for blocking Hellions. If any Hellions come up, he will not have any vision up that ramp. Those Zerglings can just move down, hold the Hellions right there on that ramp while that spine does all the damage. And I really, really like that from Spido.
Yeah, really solid early defense here from Spido, knowing exactly what's coming. Of course, this is the current meta game for Terran, but we do have that factory actually moving off of the reactor already, so only 4 Hellions out. And what is this? Another barracks coming down.
Yep, looks like we have 2 barracks coming down, and it looks like he's going to be taking up his expansion, not taking it super fast. He's leaving it up here long enough at least to build the orbital command, and it looks like he's even going to be building a few SCVs off of it. This is something that we've been seeing a lot of Terrans do recently, just delaying their expansion just a little bit. No, it actually looks like that is not what we are going to be seeing from Manatee, as he is now moving that orbital command down to the natural expansion. But one thing that we have been seeing some Terran players do recently is that they'll want to be a little bit safer in taking that expansion, so they'll leave that orbital command in the main base for a while, produce lots and lots of workers, and be super oversaturated for a little while until they have enough units to be defensive. Then they'll drop that orbital command down at the natural and then come forward with lots and lots of SCVs and then throw down a few bunkers and have amazing defense there.
Yeah, so something we're seeing on the Zerg side of things here is, well, besides the near perfect defense of the front, is that Spido has taken a very quick macro hatchery at his natural, and has put down a Baneling Nest and Evo Chamber as well, getting +1 and Lair. So a lot of tech coming up at once. All 4 gases have been taken, and both of them are going to go into macro mode from here, I think.
Now, I could be wrong in this, but it looks like Spido's going to be taking that +1 melee attack first, and that is super important to note, because if he was taking a +1 ground carapace very quick, it would mean that he was going for a little bit more of a defensive play. A +1 ground carapace will allow Zerglings to take 1 extra hit from siege tanks, as opposed to without that ground carapace, the Zerglings do get one-shotted by siege tanks. So here it looks like he's getting that +1 attack because he's going to be wanting to get aggressive here very soon. Notice he is producing quite a few Zerglings right now.
Yeah, he really is, and Manatee's got 4 Hellions and actually pushing out with 2 siege tanks, with siege mode about to finish.
Absolutely. Looks like this is going to be some kind of a siege tank timing attack, as notice he hasn't yet taken any gas yet at his natural expansion yet. Just mining purely minerals, getting lots and lots of marines and siege tanks out on the field.
All the Hellions did get surrounded at the natural of the Zerg player, and he's actually making 8 Banelings right now to try to clean up this marine pressure. We actually have bunkers coming down.
We do see a couple of bunkers going